So I've decided the story of Steve just isn't punchy enough. I mean, what would you rather watch? We have guns, but we prefer to just beat people up with our fists after an awesome arts and crafts show? Or the A-Team? So, the show will now be called TrueStoryDesu. Don't worry, it's not just otaku bait or cultural appropriation or whatnot. No, there's a story. It technically took me 13 years to get my bachelor's. See, I dropped out in about 97, 98. Dropped out of community college. Yeah, I couldn't drop out of Harvard. No, not me. Community college. I went back in about 2007 and I had two focuses. Focuses? I had two aims. Writing and Japanese. Now I can tell some stories about my other Japanese sensei that I had, but this really only concerns the third one, Maruki Sensei. And no, I'm not going to call him Professor Maruki. It's Maruki Sensei. Have some respect. The running joke among us students studying Japanese at Pacific University was that all our sensei just weren't allowed back into Japan. That's why they were there. Maybe they were too Americanized, but whatever the case was, they were too weird. Weird in the best kinds of ways. Now Maruki Sensei had this quirk. When he was teaching or speaking and trying to get across a particular Japanese concept in English that he just couldn't quite translate, that just wasn't a one-to-one correspondence with, eventually he just realized that he was Sisyphus, rolling this linguistic stone boulder up a hill. And he'd surrender to it and let it roll down and create his own kind of word. There'd be an English and a des. Usually some kind of verb, sometimes a noun. It didn't seem to make a whole lot of difference. Best one he ever had when he was trying to tell a story in class one day and just going over this word and that word, and he couldn't quite. He said it's a TrueStoryDesu. He just smashed those words together and came up with TrueStoryDesu. And it crept into all of our conversations. We all started saying it. Hey, did you hear about that? Really? TrueStoryDesu. Yeah, TrueStoryDesu. It became something you started a conversation with, something you ended a conversation with. Sometimes just a way for you to express how cool you thought a thing was. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. TrueStoryDesu.
Exclamation with passion and emotion. They're generally used in the front of a sentence as a point of emphasis, or you simply need to blow off steam.
It was a lovable reminder of everything Maruki Sensei was in one little phrase. Because you couldn't believe the man was true. But he was. Or at least, the myth was. TrueStoryDesu. Come to think about it, I'm not sure I can do the word justice when I throw it up here. I never actually got a Japanese degree. I ended up trading it for a creative writing degree with a side order of history. But someday I'd like to go back, study it, master that language. My interest in Japan still maintains. But in case you happen to be at Pacific University and you find yourself walking out in the courtyard under the cherry blossom trees outside the library and you pass Maruki Sensei, don't tell him about me. Don't tell him about this. Just nod and say TrueStoryDesu.
So if you're English,
Huzzah!
or Scot,
Moot!
a pirate,
Arr!
or fop,
Sink man!
barbarian,
Crom!
or not,
Frack!
an exclamation gets the point across.